I cannot believe I just did that. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited right now. Oh man. Can't believe this is actually happening. Man, this is going to be an awesome experience. This is going to be an awesome trip. So I actually realized I'm really bad at keeping you guys informed. Like, I just thought about this. In my last video, I said I was going to go travel and stuff. But I never actually told you guys what my plan was. Like, my plan of attack and everything. So where the hell am I going? What am I doing? So I guess the plan as of right now is to start backpacking. So I saved up a lot of money over the past year, and the move I think I'm gonna go with right now is to just start living like a minimalist lifestyle. So the trip I'm planning is to fly to Lisbon, so that's the flight I just booked, and just take 2 backpacks. One backpack for like all my luggage, all my clothes and all that stuff, and then the second backpack for camera gear and my laptop and all that stuff. Like I said, I really want to take you guys along with me on this journey. What else? So my plan is to just live that minimalist lifestyle and backpack my way east across Europe. Try to see as many places and do as many things as I can in Europe. And then when funds get low, hopefully I'm looking to fly out to Southeast Asia from there. And then, because I heard you could live pretty cheap and like backpack and do all like the fun stuff out there. Honestly, I've seen pictures and videos of that place. That place looks beautiful, so I'm definitely looking forward to that part of the trip as well. Probably go to Australia from there. I think I want to do that whole working visa thing for a year. I think that's going to be really fun. Again, another place I really wanted to go to, and then definitely make up some money, save some money in Australia, and then who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't want to plan out too much of this trip. Honestly, it's just like the spontaneous aspect of this trip is kind of what makes it super interesting, but also super daunting at the same time. But yeah, let's get back to the actual video. So before I dive into the tips that I came across when I was researching what I needed to look for when I was trying to figure out flights and all that, I want to say that if you're planning a trip like this, I say you just buy your ticket. As you guys probably know, I quit my job like 2 weeks ago, and the past 2 weeks I have kind of been stalling, been stuck in a rut. I knew I wanted to go traveling and everything, but instead of actually doing all like the research and looking into everything, I was just too focused on like every other like small aspect. Like I was coming up with every reason why I shouldn't. But once I booked my ticket, it kind of just switches it for you, where it's like you have a set date now. Like you know exactly when you're taking off, you know exactly when you're leaving, and there's no hiding from it anymore. So it's like when you put yourself in that situation, you're gonna make sure you do all the things in your power to get ready for this trip, because if you don't, I mean, you're kind of screwed. Like you're gonna lose your money on your flight. Definitely just buy your ticket. Like have it like, even if it's like a month out, even if it's like kind of far down the road, I say just buy your ticket, because that's the thing that's gonna hold you accountable to do everything. Moving on, the first tip I have for you is do your research. This is like the not so glamorous aspect of traveling, and honestly it sucks. Like you just want to go travel, have fun, but if you don't research, if you don't plan anything, you could find yourself being super screwed. I know what I've been doing is I've been looking up a bunch of YouTube videos on like how to travel, how to get started doing like this whole backpacking traveling that I'm like looking to get into right now. There's so many videos, there's so many like people doing that, there's so many people who have done this already, so you're definitely not alone. There's so many travel blogs, there's so many people who just do this stuff for a living, and it's like they have like this wealth of knowledge that you could just tap into because internet. Okay, tip number 2. This one, I feel like most people actually know this by now, because I mean, I feel like it's common knowledge, but if you don't know, when you're using these travel booking sites, you want to make sure that you're in an incognito window, if I can speak. These travel websites actually access like all your cookies, so like your search history. So then they find the destinations that you're actually looking to go to, and then they just jack up the prices for those flights that you're looking at. Seems kind of unfair and really creepy that they're doing this, but the fact of the matter is they're a business, they're just trying to make money. You can avoid these things by just making sure that you are using an incognito window when you're searching these websites. Tip number 3, I would say that you want to look to book a flight probably 1 month out. I feel like generally that's the time frame that I've gotten the best deal on all my flights, including like domestic flights that I've already bought previously. Like I feel like a month out is actually like the perfect window, because I guess apparently if you book too early, you can be paying way too much, and also obviously if you're booking like close to the time that you're actually taking off, you're going to be charged more just because common sense, right? Alright, so those were like my tips, and now I kind of want to dive into my experience that I actually had when I booked that ticket yesterday. So like I said, I looked up these videos on YouTube and I found the Vagabrothers one, and in their video they talk about a bunch of different sites, like very similar sites that offer these flights and offer hotels and all that stuff. So what I learned from that video is that the search engines that you're most likely going to use are Kayak.com, Google Flights, and Momondo. Kayak.com definitely seems really reputable. They actually seem like they did have like the cheapest flights for most of the destinations, and they also have things like this explore function also, where it's like you can look on a map and then they just show you different prices for different destinations. So if you're just looking to get to a general area, like say you're just looking to go to Europe, you could probably use that to find the cheapest flight from where you're going to anywhere in Europe, and then figure it out from there. Kayak, definitely great resource, but I also decided to check out Google Flights or whatever, and the thing with Google Flights that I found was that they definitely don't offer the cheapest flights. Everything I saw was actually like way more expensive to the stuff I found on Kayak. So I think if you're just looking for like speed and efficiency of like your searches, maybe Google's fine, but I probably wouldn't use them to book just yet. Who knows, maybe they'll get better. I mean, they're Google, one of the biggest companies in the world, so you know they're probably gonna make that a whole lot better. Finally, the last website I decided to look at was Momondo. And this was actually where I found the cheapest flight, and that's actually the site I used to book my flight. The website itself, Momondo, is actually really easy to use, and it offers like a bunch of functions that I actually found really helpful for myself. Obviously they offer multiple destinations just like most other travel websites, so it's like you could search similar nearby airports to see if you can get a better deal that way. But I think the best feature I found on Momondo that I was able to utilize was you can pick, I think it's there's like a plus minus 3 days feature. So what that means is you pick a day, you pick a specific day, and then you also check this box that says you also want to look for flights within 3 days, either after 3 or before 3 days from the specific date you picked. This allows flexibility. Obviously you're just casting a wider net for flights just because you're looking at like an actual week as opposed to just a single day. I used Kayak, and I think I found a flight there for a little over $500, and I almost took that deal, but then when I went to Momondo I actually found a flight that was under $500. It actually came out to I think $465 roughly. So I appreciate you watching this video. I hope it was helpful. It's kind of funny, I feel like I'm giving advice and I actually haven't traveled at all yet, but like I said, I just want to take you guys along and just show you guys like the whole process, because I feel like there's travel vloggers out there, but they're so like, they've been vlogging for like forever, and it's like they're like in it already, but you don't get to see like the whole beginning, like the whole planning, the inception of the plan, all the things that you're going to need to start preparing for this trip and getting ready for this thing. That's kind of like what I want to make this thing. So I want to vlog as much as possible, but I also want to make these like informational videos as I'm going, just to keep you guys posted and give you guys pretty much just my hot takes as I'm going through this whole process, and hopefully it helps you guys. But thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!